Hi guys, today we're going to be doing some solving multi-step equations. So we're adding on just a little bit today with multi-step meaning more than two steps. So our topic again, or I can solve multi-step equations right here. All right, our goal as always is to get the variable by itself. To solve, you must first simplify as much as possible. When you simplify, you are using the distributive property first and combining like terms. Just like you learned when we were simplifying expressions. So you're going to simplify first by using the distributive property if it's there, and combining like terms if you can. And then finally, step 2, you're going to solve the two-step equation, just like we did with two-step equations, by undo addition or subtraction, and undoing multiplication or division. So let's look at a couple examples here. We have this example here, example A. I'm going to draw my line on the equal sign. And I notice for step 1, I have to simplify. I notice I have to simplify this -5 in parentheses x plus 2. Notice this -5 is outside these parentheses, which means you have to distribute. We're going to distribute that -5 to everything in those parentheses. And that's how you get rid of those parentheses. And remember, when you distribute, you are multiplying. So I'm going to multiply -5 times x, and -5 times 2 gives me -10 equals 30. So now notice you have a two-step equation. So now we can get rid of our subtraction. So get rid of our constant term by adding 10 to both sides. Because this, if you picture it as a -10, and we add 10, those cancel out. And we're left with -5x equals 40. We're going to divide by -5 because they are multiplying x times -5. So we're going to divide it to undo that multiplication. And we get x equals -8. Let's look at example B. Example B is very similar, except notice our distributive property is just on the other side. So I'm going to distribute 3 times 8 to simplify, and 3 times x gives me positive 3x. And this equals a -6. I'm then going to get rid of my constant term by subtracting it because I have a positive 24 over here. To get rid of it, I subtract 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And I have negatives, and more negatives gives me even more negatives. Remember, when you have like signs, add them together. Now I'm going to divide by 3 so that the 3's cancel and I get x equals Negative 30 divided by 3 is negative 10. Next, I'm going to do example C. Example C, I still have to simplify. I don't have the distributive property, and I know that because I don't have any parentheses. So, but I notice that it's not a two-step equation. I have a constant term with 10 here, and I have two variable terms, 4x and x. So I need to put those variable terms together. They are like terms because they have the exact same variable raised to the exact same power. So 4x plus x gives me 5x. I'm going to bring down this plus 10 equals 25. Now I have a two-step equation where I can subtract 10 from both sides. I get 5x, because these cancel out, equals 15. I'm not done yet because I have to get rid of this 5. And I get x equals 3, because 15 divided by 5 is 3. Go ahead and pause and you try example D here, this next one. All right, so you should have combined like terms. You have a negative 8r and a positive 7r, which gives you a negative 1r, because negative 8 plus 7 gives you negative 1. I'm going to bring down to my minus 2 equals negative 9. I can get rid of this negative 2 by adding 2. Remember, you want to get rid of your constant term first. I get a negative 1r equals negative 9 plus 2. I have different signs, and I have more negatives, so it's going to be negative. And because I have different signs, I'm going to subtract. 9 minus 2 is 7. Now I have to get rid of this negative 1 by dividing by negative 1. And I get r equals negative divided by negative is a positive 7. Next, example E. Example E. It's a few more steps because I notice I have the distributive property and a variable term, negative 4x. So first I need to, and I'm going to change colors here so you can see this. First I need to distribute this negative 3. Remember, the sign goes with the term in front of it. So I'm going to distribute negative 3 times x gives me negative 3x. And negative 3 times negative 9 gives me a positive 27. And everything else I'm going to bring down. I want to do one step at a time, because if I try to do more, just like with order of operations, I will get myself mixed up. So now notice I am not simplified all the way on the left side. I have a negative 4x minus 3x, and those are like terms. So I can combine those. Negative 4 minus 3 gives me a negative 7x. I'm going to bring down my plus 27, and my equals negative 39. After every single step you take, you should create a brand new equation. I should see a brand new equation after every step. Next, I'm going to subtract 27. 27 minus 27 gives me 0 on the left side. I'm going to bring down this negative 7x and my equal sign. On the right side, I have negatives plus more negatives, so I have even more negatives as my answer, and I need to add these because I have the same sign. So that's 16, carry the 1, that's negative 66. All right, now I'm going to divide by negative 7. And I get x equals, well, I don't believe 7 goes into 66 evenly. And I don't believe I can simplify that except for my negatives. So my negative divided by a negative is a positive, and I'm just going to keep this as 66 over 7. Just like that. Let's see, I think that's all of our notes for today. Make sure that you write down any questions that you may have, bring them to class, and we can talk about them. Or if you'd like to send me a message, you can do that too. Thank you.